PTSD is very serious. I in no way intend to minimize it. However, I've always wished, having both led talk therapy sessions and been the recipient of talk therapy sessions, that there was some mythical way that you could just assist someone, climb right inside those memories and adjust and fix and help guide. So out of those thoughts was the idea that I could use this ENI system to realize that in a fictional way. Hey, it's the Chief bonding with board games and RPGs. We are back with ENI, the game system ENI from Exist Games, Charles Ward, creator of this system. Now, before we get into the game, which we will come right back to here, he meaning Charles, sent me a couple extra copies saying, hey, would you mind sending these out to some of your viewers if they're interested? And I said that would be great. So if you're interested, I wanted to do a couple episodes before I did this just to make sure people knew what they were even maybe going to get. If you want a copy, in the comments section, just put ENI, E-N-I, please. All right. So if you want in, you can still give me regular comments or whatever, but if you want a copy, put ENI, E-N-I, please. Throw some quotes on that, and then I'll know you're interested. This is a very small pamphlet. I'll mail it anywhere in the world, and just put in the comments, ENI, E-N-I, please. This will come in later after the show is out, so at that time I'll do a random roll just to see which two folks will get a copy sent to them. Now, if you want to buy a copy and you don't win one in this thing here, it's totally random. I'm not making any money off of it or anything like that. But if you want one, you can also look in the description below, and it will tell you a link where you can go to Exist Games and even buy yourself a copy if that's what you want to do. So, along with us will be Red, my trusty English Bulldog. Some of you have seen his origin story, and he'll be with me on this, but this is a little bit interesting. The last episode, part 2, you were treated to a complete fail on my Shamanic Clinician part, and worse than that, as I was tumbling or being thrust out of this dream state rather violently, along comes the pretty much demonic words of, "He is mine." And this shook my character deeply. Not only was it a fail on my part, even with the assistance of Red, which I'll talk about him a little bit more in a second. It was a hard fail, and I took what I'm going to say is like a mental scar from this, and even some fear in regards of this unknown and this, I'd never experienced this otherworldly type voice, this deep, threatening, foreboding feeling. And because of that trauma, I have penalized myself with some dice. So in ENI, the system, you are rolling dice for your any hard challenges that you are presented with. And normally I'd one of every type: a 20, a 12, an 8, a 10, a 6, and a 4. I've removed the 20 and the 12. I can get them back if I can go in and get some help from my mentor that helped train me in this Shamanic Clinician system. But to reference that penalty, I currently only have a 10-sided die, and then I have 2 8s, and then I have a 6-sided die and 2 4s. So I have the same numerical number of dice, but I've lost the 20 and the 12-sided die. Now, the way a success works with these is a roll of a die for a challenge. All I have to roll is 4 or above. So with a 4-sided die, and yes, I have these little arch dice, they bounce around much nicer, I only have a 25% chance of achieving a 4. So not a very good chance. But obviously that percentage slides up the higher the number on the die. Again, no guarantee. You could get a 1, 2, or 3. And the higher the number, kind of the greater the thematic success that I'll pull out of it, and the lower the worse. Now, the dog. I'm new to this system, and I started off that if I bring this dog, so this dog was given to me by my grandfather when I think I was, I don't know, 3, 4, something like that. I was kind of I definitely wasn't writing or reading anything. So I'm thinking about age 3 or 4, and I've just hung on to him ever since. So when I'm in this hypnotic dream type state assisting others, I can pull Red in to assist me. And I had him with 2 20s, and some folks said, hey, we'd read this. 20 is a super strong die. Now, I will say that what I'm doing here with dice, I think it kind of fit, but I can see the comments, so do comment, because I read them, and I even try to incorporate them when I think I need to. He was too powerful. So what I am going to do, he's still going to be a single 20-sided die. And some people still may say, man, it's still too powerful. We'll play with it, but he's going to be at least a 20-sided die, just one. I could see maybe bringing it down to 2 8s or something. Who knows? But right now, boom, I can bring him in, and it just kind of like brings in this light, this love with the dog, with Red. All right, so that is enough of that. We will be going in with ENI here. And again, what I'm searching for, so normally I'm going into the dream state of the patient and trying to figure out what is going on with this patient of mine. But this is for me. This is physician, heal thyself. I'm putting myself into the dream state. And in this state, my mentor will oftentimes speak to me or with me in this state. I'm seeking the assistance. I have my Trapper Keeper. That's really what this is, handy. I could use ENI if I run into some NPCs, but I am 100% using the Mythic Fate system. So you will see those being used, and descriptions are down in the description area. All right, so let's go in. So these will be my dice that I can use for challenges. I have some, when I use them, they're burned, they're gone. Percentile dice will help me with the Mythic system. And I think the very first thing, so one thing, and I made some notes for myself here because I wanted to think, I spent some time thinking, okay, so this is me not going in with someone that I'm working with. So it's me trying to take the teachings from my mentor, and I'm searching for some more guidance. And basically, I was so mentally disrupted and scarred by this last attempt to assist a person that I'm damaged myself. And one of the things that the Shamanic Clinician was taught was like, physician, heal thyself, is to set your house in perfect order before you go out and start trying to assist other people. So the Shamanic Clinician is not continuing to work with folks until he can get himself right with the world. So I want to see, as I drop into this open, I picture, again, I am in my this Japanese garden studio. I'm trying to achieve the level of peace as I go into a hypnotic state. But I want to know what state am I confronted with, because I'm just open to the experience. So what am I running into? We're going to have Red step off to the side a little bit here. So we have 47, which is travel. That sounds perfect already. Travel. And 61. Ooh, death. Wow. All right, now I can roll 2 more times on this chart to give me some idea, but boy, is that so that rings true that I'm still traveling into this state, that I'm in a very dark place, faced with that sound of what sounded like death to me. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of what that would open up to. 36. 36 is imitate. Okay, not sure what that would be. Imitate and 74, liberty. All right, well, what I picture is I'm dropping into this dream state. My emotional state is definitely depressed and focused on this feeling of death that I confronted. And I believe, like, even where I'm at in this state, everything is dark. But it's as if I'm traveling in darkness. I'm walking in the dark. I'm unmoored. There's nothing guiding me. I can't see where I'm going, which is exactly a representation of the state of trauma that I am in. Now, imitating liberty. I think, again, with the teacher's instructions that I'm following, which is set your own house in order, and perfect order, I think also I remember some of the teaching as I'm moving and traveling through this dark void, completely devoid of light, that I remember to imitate liberty. So for me, that means to stand up straight with my shoulders back, and I'm just trying to not be afraid and to move forward with this darkness, to travel, to hope to find a pinpoint of light. But I pick a direction. I pick a specific direction instead of turning around and being out of sorts. I stand up straight, square back my shoulders, and I just begin to move toward. I'm imitating the liberty that I have, that if I stand up straight with my shoulders back and confront whatever is in front of me directly, that will be the best way as I move forward. So I picture myself just moving through this darkness, and I don't know for how long. Let me do a yes-no question. I don't know. We're going to go 50-50, and I think the question will be, do I begin to see even a point of light ahead of me? Even a point. 50-50, which means I've got to get 50 or less to get a yes, and I have 40 even. So it's a yes, way, way off in my direct line of distance. A pinhole light appears, and it's almost rather disconcerting, although it's nice to have something to focus on, but it's so small and it's so far ahead. But I want to test my ability to continue with this imitating of liberty. I'm standing up straight, my shoulders are back, and I'm going to focus on this pinpoint of light and just move directly toward it. And I want to see, can I maintain the focus? Because I think if I can maintain focus on that and continue in my posture of imitating liberty, that I think that light will start to grow and change. So I'm rolling the 8-sided die, and I got to get at least a 4 or better. 7, excellent. So that die is burnt, comes off the table, but I've got a 7. So it's not a perfect. Had it been an 8, there's even something in the book that I would go to and reference for an extreme success, but we didn't hit that. We'll cover that if we get to it. But that's good. As I'm moving forward and I'm facing that fear and trying to block out all this darkness around me, that pinpoint circle just starts to grow. And I move forward, and it is a self-fulfilling kind of prophecy of this. As the circle grows, it's as if the light begins to even make the warmth spread. So it's not just the visual light, it's as if the void is warming, and I have something that I can see progress as I'm moving to. And I can see myself stepping back into the light, and almost to the point where it's getting so bright, and then I was in the darkness that I can see I'm kind of having to even now deal with that light that's almost too bright. It's almost like it's a focused searchlight on me, which is interesting because moving toward it was the beacon of like the pathway out almost of hell or the void or the fear, but now it's as if it's almost too much of a focus upon me, and I have no idea what that is. So what is this? What am I dealing with now? So this will be a whole other roll. If I get doubles, we'll cover that, by the way. I have 47. 47 is again travel. So we're on travel again. So very nice, very thematic. I like that. But now we're traveling more in what is like almost too bright of a light. 22. So here is a double, and I will talk about that in 1 second. Energy. I like this. All right, energy. So real quick, let me pause. In the mythic system, the chaos factor, which is just it starts at 5 and it can move up, and the higher it goes, the more likely a yes happens on the chart, and the lower it goes, the more likely it's a no. We're at 5. If you get doubles, and the doubles are within the chaos factor, so 55, 44, 33, 22, 11, I got 22, you have a random event that happens. So the random event means I will come down to the event focus, and what can be interesting here is, especially in this particular episode, I have no other NPCs around, and that's one of the things that could happen. But there could be remote events or introduce a brand new NPC. So this is good. Again, I'm rolling percentile dice, but some of the things on here may not fit. So we'll just see what it is. 27. And here we go. 8 to 28 is an NPC action, which wouldn't really fit unless I think maybe we bring in old Red. Red is about the only NPC that could possibly be in play right now. So I'm going to go with, we have a doubles, and it's an NPC action, and it is going to be Red. So Red appears. When he does, we'll put him right up here. Red appears, but when Red appears, remember, this is something that I haven't been able, as I grew up, I even thought, this is true. I thought, I'll get rid of this. This is a toy from my childhood. I don't need this stuffed animal. But he never quite went away. And I even tossed some, threw some away. I thought, what are these? But Red means something to me. So he's a sign of youth. He's a sign of comfort. He's a sign of companionship. He's a sign of fidelity. He's many, many powerful things. And so he will join me suddenly. And in this state, he does not appear as this giant. It's not like he's this stuffed dog and then he's walking. He appears as if he is a real English bulldog with like a red coat. Doesn't mean it. I could be in some fractal deal and he would look like a fractal animal. But where I am now, on my left leg, I feel the warmth, and I kind of look down, and the warmth. He's not peeing on me. That would be terrible. He's walking beside me, and he's kind of nuzzled up as I move more and more into this light, this brightness, and it's travel energy. And I think what happens is I feel that personal contact, that transfer of Red's body heat in this hypnotic state I'm in, that it reminds me as I'm traveling, I think the light begins to be less of a harsh light and more of an energy. So the light in conjunction with Red, although still almost too bright, almost like these lights, too bright to peer directly into, and even a little painful on the retina, there's like a reassuring energy. Kind of like sitting in the sun window and getting that warmth, and then kind of that vitamin D that comes through. All right, let's pause right there. I'm trying to break these up. One of the commenters, see, I listened to comments and said, hey, these would be a little bit better if we could sit down, have about 20 or so minutes, and then have that part be done and do them in parts. So part 1 is over. We'll figure out what the title of this is later, and when we start part 2, we will pick up right as this energy feeling is going on, and we'll see where else it goes. All right, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to comment on the contest. So remember, you're going to put ENI please, ENI please. That means you'll be in the contest. What I will do is figure out 2 folks will win this. I'll then comment back under their ENI please comment, and just we'll figure out a way. I'll probably provide my email address. That way only mine is out there on the interwebs. And then you can email me your contact information so I can ship these out to you. Worldwide, I'll ship it anywhere. Now, if I'm shipping somewhere, let's just say Australia, that'd be pretty far. But I only have I have 2 copies, but they'll be going out. So hopefully it gets there. I will be sending it the least expensive way possible. So, which is probably just like general mail post or something, but that'll be the way. So again, ENI, please. And if you just do that, that will get you into the contest that Charles Ward was so graciously able to provide by sending extra copies for giveaway. All right, don't forget, come back next week for part 2. Hello.